Hey guys, we're the Weekend Wayfarers, and welcome to the Weekend Waycast.
What the fuck? What's going on? What'd you say, Matt?
I was going more for like the music thing, but
Oh shit.
Imagine if
Oh,
you turned on the
okay.
news and that was the first thing you heard. It wasn't like
Dun-dun-dun.
it was
yeah.
like
You just yeah.
welcome to the news. You're like, oh shit.
Hello everyone and welcome to the episode 0 of our Weekend Waycast. I'm Matt, and I'll let everybody else introduce themselves.
I'm Dave.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Evan.
So hello, welcome everybody to this little additional project of ours. Gonna go over a couple of things, our backgrounds and why we're doing this project, and well, just kind of what this whole thing's really about. Our traditional cousin in video gaming, tabletop gaming. You're rolling dice, you're sitting at a table, there might be some meeples, a game board, etc. Us four here, along with a couple of our other friends, are pretty much the biggest tabletop gamers out of our group, constantly diving in and out of any hobby we can really get our hands on. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're really here to do. I'll start with my background. So hello again, I'm Matt. I got into tabletop gaming back when I was 10 or 11. I was over at a friend's house and his older brother came home. He had this weird looking box thing. I asked what the box thing was, and he started going into all this weird science fiction lore. It turned out the thing was a tank from a game called Warhammer 40,000. And ever since I was like, sign me up. Recently, I've been really big into Commander with Magic the Gathering. Recently getting back into Age of Sigmar and Warhammer 40,000 as our restrictions and everything start lifting slightly. Been real big in D&D since about freshman year in high school when my buddy Lee finally opened my eyes to the fact that D&D wasn't the nerdiest hobby. I was already in the nerdiest hobby, which was miniature wargaming. And that's pretty much my whole spiel.
Yeah, miniature wargaming is probably the nerdiest because no other hobby calls their followers grognards. So,
That is true.
I'm Dave, by the way. I already introduced myself, but I'll go into my little background. So basically, I started. What was it? I was in college, and I was visiting back in my hometown, which I won't name here because I don't want to dox myself. But I was visiting my hometown on some break, and I went to the hobby shop with my buddy Matt. You might have met him. He was the person talking before me. Yeah, I saw these cool little miniatures. I was like, oh, those look like the guys from that video game I played, Dawn of War. He's like, yeah, there's a tabletop game. And I was like, oh, that sounds kind of nerdy. And he's like, yeah, it's really fun. So we started playing, and then I bought an army, and then I bought more, and now I'm in crippling debt. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I started playing Warhammer a lot. Got really into the competitive aspect, just like throwing stuff on the board too. Got really into the hobbying and the painting aspect too. And then I started buying board games, and everything started going downhill from there. So currently I own 3 Warhammer armies, about 80 board games. And my latest craze has been Magic the Gathering, so I've got about 8 or 9 Magic decks. Only Commander, because Commander's the best.
Commander is the best.
Yeah. So I've been stepped away a little from Warhammer. What with the COVID restrictions, it's hard to get out and meet people. But paper Magic's always fun, and board games are always fun. That's about all I got.
All right. I'll go next, I guess.
Wait,
Okay, go ahead, Evan.
no, it's okay. You can go.
No, go ahead if you
Oh,
want to
I
rudely
can go
interrupt me.
next.
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
Yeah,
All right.
go
So
ahead.
my name's Dave.
Dave, shut the fuck
I'm gonna
up.
dox myself.
Anyways, I'm Eric. I got into, I guess the first thing I got into was card games with Yu-Gi-Oh back when I was in middle school.
Really quick, Eric, what's your social security number for the viewers?
It starts with a.
No, wait, no.
No, wait, hold on.
Anyways,
How about we guess it, and if we're right, then
yeah, go
you'll
for it,
tell
Dave.
us. Nah, I'm just kidding. All right, Yu-Gi-Oh.
2. Just the number 2.
Just the number 2. anyways, Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in middle school, and then I kind of dropped off of the, I guess, wargaming and tabletop scene for a while. And then I ended up coming back to my hometown as well, and ended up getting into a bunch of hobbies with my good friend Matt, who you guys might have heard earlier. It seems to be a theme here. Get into Warhammer. He's like, hey, come check out this game I play over at the hobby shop. And then, one thing leads to another. You have 6 armies, and none of them are painted, and you're just throwing
I'm what's
models
called
on
an
the board.
enabler.
And then after that, well, with COVID, it's like Dave said, it's just not easy to go out and see people. So it's just moving on to different hobbies. Played a bunch of different tabletop games. Not tabletop games, but war games specifically. And again, newest craze that we're on is Magic. I only play Commander, and I only play with decks under $100, except for my Dwarf deck, because Dwarves are awesome. But that's pretty much where I'm at.
I'm also Eric, sometimes.
I'm also Evan sometimes, so it's not a big
I'm
deal.
Yeah.
Eric, you're Eric, we're all Eric.
Yeah, but I'm more so Eric. I'm Evan, again. Always have been, always will be until something weird happens in my life, which is often. We won't get into that.
Not on this episode.
Not yet.
Not in this episode.
Not yet.
No. Maybe episode 133.
We'll get there.
But-
Probably like episode 3. Who knows?
Yeah. My start, similar to Eric. Haha, I'm the same person.
See, oh,
It was
yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! With my dad watching the TV show, and I was like, oh, this would be so much fun to play. And he's like, we can go to the flea market and get cards if you want. And it's spiraled into an obsession with just like all kinds of games. So playing a ton of Yu-Gi-Oh! And then in high school got into D&D with some friends I had made. And very quickly after playing in my first D&D game became a pseudo forever DM and just became infatuated with storytelling and building that world and experiencing that. Warhammer. I have a Warhammer tattoo. It's another obsession. I have an army and a half. Maybe 2 armies. You can call it 2. Looking at my mountain of crap in the closet behind me. Several commander decks. That's mutual recent obsession, Magic, which I feel like I kind of got everyone pushed towards because I just convinced people.
In a way,
A little
yeah.
bit.
Like
Sort of.
a mutual friend of ours, Jordan, had messaged me and he was like, "Hey, Viking Magic set." And I was like, "That sounds cool, but like,
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yeah, I was like, that sounds cool, but I'm waiting for the Dungeons and Dragons set before I like really get into it again." He's like, he not to say that he pressured me into it, but I was like, all right, like I'll look into it again. And
Slowly just grew
So-
into a
yeah, I bought a Kaldheim box. I have a horseshoe up my ass with poles, and from there I just kind of spiraled out, and now I'm sitting at like 12 decks.
Yeah. So I jumped
Yeah,
from
I have
hobby to
13
hobby a
decks.
lot. Yeah, I have probably more than you all combined. if
Come
I
on,
really-
man.
Really thought about it.
I won't even think about that. It's kind of nauseating. But I jump to like so many different hobbies all the time. I'm huge into painting. I love painting miniatures, despite how awful I think I am at it. I still like, being able to paint stuff for people and see them be really excited about it, and then to watch that model get blown off the board 5 minutes later.
Absolutely.
It is a curse, but it's fun. So yeah, lots of card games. I've tried like Digimon even, just very briefly to see what it was like, and like that's kind of cool and fun. Weird
You tried
obscure
Digimon?
tabletop games. Yeah.
Hey,
that's a whole
supposedly,
thing.
supposedly the new Digimon's actually really good. So
It's fun. It's very fun.
Well,
I will say that.
As long as you don't like tear your mon, it's alright.
Yeah. Fuck that.
listen,
Momentai, Eric.
Momentai, Dave, Momentai.
But that's my thing. I jack of all trades it. I try to dip my foot into every hobby, if not for anything, then to just be a part of the conversation. Because there's too much cool stuff and not enough time to learn it all and play it all.
Amen.
Yeah.
And that's my shtick.
Hell yeah.
So why the hell are we here, Matt?
Yo,
We're here to just kind of discuss the other side of gaming, as it were. The paper magic, the warhams, the stuff that we don't do normally on like the channel itself.
Yeah, so stuff we can't really easily record.
Yeah, so it's
Yet.
we're gonna be talking
Yet.
True. We're gonna be talking about like the latest news, rumor mongering, the nines, talking about our latest projects, as it were. Like Dave has been getting into some things. We don't condone buying alters and proxies, but if you have the original card and you want some sweet art, get some sweet art for that card.
Yeah, I've been messing around with Photoshop and printing them myself to give to my friends for free to use in casual settings and not in tournament or public settings.
Very
disclaimer.
legally specific, like just for kitchen table magic.
Yeah.
This is not financial advice.
This is not financial advice, correct? But we're looking through stuff, and yeah, it's pretty much what we're here to do is just talk about the less, not to say less because it has been exploding recently, the oft forgotten side of gaming. Does that make sense in any way?
You did
Yeah,
great.
that
Proud
makes
of you.
sense.
Good
Did
job,
great.
buddy. Good job, buddy. You want
Tell
treat?
stories and all the
Yeah.
fun stuff that we normally only get to talk about with each other.
Yeah.
The stuff we
and-
discuss around the table when we're playing Magic, or just sitting at the shop playing Warhammer, or sitting around the D&D table and going off on a 40-minute tangent about that one time.
Yeah. That's pretty much our little spiel here.
That's our
I know-
manifesto. If you want to join, sign your name, because when the revolution comes and you haven't signed, you're going to be the first up against the wall.
Whoa.
Filthy, demired mill players. I'm
Hey.
talking
Watch
about you,
Demir
Mr.
Mill.
TSA agent.
Dave, are you alright?
Okay, no, story time. Short story. Go, Matt. This is our one story for the episode.
The one story for the episode. So, my wife and I were going to Dave's wedding recently. Not
I'm
today, our
married, so
episode.
back off, all you gamer ladies. Shut up.
So we're going through airport security like you normally do. I have my backpack full of my cards. My wife Steph has her carry-on. That's our entire luggage for everything else because priorities.
Priorities.
We go through security. They have to open up my backpack to hey, we need to look through your backpack because you have some very brick-shaped objects in your backpack. I'm like, it's not C4, trust me.
Well-
Things you say to a TSA agent.
Yeah, exactly.
'cause
The things you say.
Real Magic cards, like the real Alpha cards, actually have cocaine inside them.
100%.
So the Alpha
Yeah, I
Black
learned that from the
Lotus is
guy behind
actually.
the Wendy's.
Go through security. They're opening up my backpack, and the guy starts opening up my boxes. He goes, "Oh man, you play Magic? I play Magic." And I'm like, "Oh hell yeah! I'm getting out of here." Not that I was carrying anything illegal, but sweet. I don't need to explain anything here.
Mm-hmm.
He starts closing up things, and he's got to look through every box because they're all brick shaped. And he goes, "Oh man, you play Commander?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's the only thing I play. It's the best thing." And he goes, "Yeah, I play Commander." Blah blah blah. So we start talking. He's seeing a couple of my decks. He sees that I play Kalia of the Vast, who I know our group isn't all too fond of that deck, but
Just our group though.
Yeah.
yeah.
The collective, judging yes.
And then I ask him, I'm like, "Oh, what do you play?" And he goes, "I play Demir Mill." And I was like, "You are the worst." Right to the TSA agent's face.
And they socked him in the face. No, I'm just kidding.
That's how Matt got put on the list.
Matt was probably on the list from something else, though.
Yeah, more than likely.
You probably opened up your bag and saw 8 Mardu decks. He's like, we have a psychopath getting on this plane.
Yeah,
Get
fucking
Get
psychopath.
the jacket.
Get the Hannibal mask.
I swear, there's card draw. I promise.
Listen, dude,
Frantically
Sir
waving
Gwyn.
his Sir Gwyn around in the air.
Yeah,
As the
I'm telling
burly
you,
TS
dude.
agents are pulling him back for the full cavity search.
I'm telling you, dude, Sir Gwyn, it's got better card draw than you think.
Is that what the TS agent said when you put his glove on and pulled your pants on? Like, I'm about to get some card draw to this one.
Oh boy.
But anyways,
Yeah. Anyways, another little aspect, another two aspects of our little podcast here are, just talking about our hobby and like what we're doing with our hobby, like our current projects and such. I know every so often we do our little challenges.
oh yeah,
Evan,
jank.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Evan, you were the first one who introduced us to that, so go ahead.
And there will be many more to come, and something that I'll save for later episodes. We can talk more about and lay out some parameters for some fun stuff. Because I have a few things in mind that make you all miserable and make me laugh, and that's exactly how
I
it
have
should
stuff
be.
like that too.
Yeah.
Thanks to every one of his decks.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
But yeah, it's us talking about fun shit, but like it's a community thing. We all want to talk with people. We love sharing hobbies. The more the merrier. 100%.
And it's a lot more interesting than stamp collecting.
Speaking of more the merrier, if you want to talk with us, you can come and hang by our community Discord, which is launching with this episode. Link in the description below, dear reader.
What's it called? The Wanderer's Refuge?
The Wanderer's Refuge.
That is exactly what it's
Yeah.
called, Dave.
I honestly forgot. I don't know. What do you want from me? I'm not
Do your
doing the whole.
research before the
Wait,
episode.
Yeah,
are
come
you
on.
telling me that if I buy 2, I'll get a 3rd free? That's an amazing deal. I should join now.
Maybe you should.
I'm already in the server, you dinglehopper.
Grognak, or whatever the hell you said earlier.
Grognard.
Grognard.
Freaking Grognak the Barbarian. So yeah, I think what we had discussed is in future episodes, the general format will be like a short update on our hobbies, and then kind of have a main discussion topic, and then see where the conversation takes us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll have a lot of different things to talk about, obviously, just based on the nature of hobbying as a general word. But we want to hear what people want us to talk about too. As much as we love talking about the shit we love, there's other stuff that we might not think about, or we might not really realize. Like, oh, that'd be something a lot of people would be interested in. So like Matt said, come join this Discord. You can talk to us. Leave.
Hang out. Send us memes.
Hang out.
Play games with us on
Leave
Spell
us some
Table.
recommendations. Yeah, play games at Spell Table. Like, we love games.
If you
More
want us to
games.
make you cry, come play with us on Spell Table.
Yeah, I can debut my powered up Memnarch deck, and we can all have a good time.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Your Bending Rodriguez deck.
Correction. You could have a good time.
Yeah.
give me the chance to have a good time. It's like a charity donation thing. Just help poor Evan in need of a good time.
And I'll be there flipping coins, and I'll whisper, no.
But come join. Leave recommendations. Join the conversation. That's what we're here for. That's kind of what we want to do overall.
Or if you're shy, then leave a YouTube comment. We read those too. We love interacting with our fans. Except for that, Too Late Nate?
Yeah, that guy's
Yeah,
kind
that
of
Too Late Nate guy's kind of a
Yeah, what a nerd. Yeah.
He is most certainly a tosser.
We love you, Nate.
Nah, Nate sucks. Fuck him.
Alright, that's great. Thank you.
I can't wait to get all of my dialogue replaced with auto speech by Captain Dickhead. Hi,
Yeah.
I am Dave. I live at this address.
I'm home between the hours of...
Yeah. What times I'm home alone and when I leave my door unlocked.
But yeah,
That's
that's the general gist, folks. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good evening.
This
Or
is
morning.
the Weekend Waycast signing off.
Powered by... what do they usually say at the end of... It's like...
Powered by Duracell.
powered by electrolytes.
No, it's like the... Powered
by Brondo.
Podcast Central. Or
Yeah.
Some,
Thank you for joining us on the pilot episode of the Weekend Waycast. Please comment below, letting us know how we did, and subscribe for more content. Have a wonderful evening, our wanderers.